Abortion makes up 94% of Planned Parenthood's pregnancy services.
And if you're a taxpayer, you're funding Planned Parenthood to the tune of nearly $530 million federal dollars in the last fiscal year, during which the organization reports it performed nearly 328,000 abortions.
Poll after poll shows that up to 70% of Americans don't want their taxpayer dollars going towards abortion, and when their money flows directly to Planned Parenthood's coffers, they're doing more. It allows them to do more abortions.
While pro-life advocates remain focused on the goal of blocking federal tax dollars from flowing to Planned Parenthood, they're celebrating successes at the state level. According to Americans United for Life, over the last decade, more than 330 measures placing limits on abortion have been passed at the state and local levels, with more in the pipeline. Planned Parenthood President Cecile Richards says it's a frightening trend.
And the thought that a state legislature knows better than a medical professional what's the best medical decision and what your options are is outrageous to people.
13 states have passed measures putting strict limits on abortions after the 20th week of pregnancy, a time at which supporters say science proves unborn children feel pain. Pro-choice advocates say there is no evidence to support that assertion. Next week, the House of Representatives is expected to pass a 20-week ban for the third time since 2011. Pro-choice groups say they've got the votes to block it in the Senate, and an advocate in President Obama.
He said he would veto it if it reached his desk, and we fully expect him to take that position again.
Thousands are expected to gather in Washington for the annual March for Life next Thursday, held each year on the anniversary of the Supreme Court's landmark decision, Roe v. Wade, which opened the door for legal abortions in the U.S. In Washington, Shannon Bream, Fox News.
It could still be several more weeks before we get a ruling from a federal appeals court considering parts of a Texan abortion law that has been struck down. The lower court ruled a requirement that abortion clinics have facilities similar to hospitals is unconstitutional because many could not afford the upgrades and would have to close. The court ruled that that portion of the law would put an undue burden on some women. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans heard arguments last week. The state and anti-abortion activists are asking the Fifth Circuit to reinstate those restrictions. The measles, a highly contagious